Hi, my name is Matthew, better known as KazerLight. In this game, we'll be going through the worlds made by a certain map maker, a friend of mine named Max. This is him. Well, not really. I don't have any pictures of him, so instead we'll say that he's this chair. Back in the day, Max would make maps for the Pole 2 workshop on Steam. I knew that his stuff was different from any of the other maps because, well, the thumbnail seemed a bit off topic to me. And I remember thinking, what is this? It doesn't look like a puzzle. And out of curiosity, I took a look to those maps. Well, I wasn't disappointed. At all. It was a whole new experience for me. I instantly fell in love with the atmosphere he created in each individual map. And he inspired me to start creating my own maps, which I still do to this day. That's why I'm making this mod. I want to show you his worlds and what I love so much about them. It will also be a way for me to thank him for introducing me in the map making world. Well, I hope you're ready, because we are about to travel to a whole new universe. Let's begin with the first map he ever released on Steam. So, yeah, this has nothing to do with Portal. Here, Max was testing the different elements of the source engine, but he also tries to find his own style, with for instance this direct communication with the creator of the map by using these floating messages. You have probably already noticed the simplicity of the environment, developer textures, minimalist architecture, but with a nice lighting usage. This gives the map a very abstract style, which is a theme we'll be seeing a lot in his maps. By the way, did I tell you that Max was only 13 years old when he made this? And it's over. Okay, as you can see, Max is also a bit of a prankster. And trust me, this is just the beginning. And I think this humor gives us an interesting contrast with the disturbing simplicity of the environment. 3 days later, we got a new map from him. And do you think he improved? Well, he did. Oh, it seems we have an enigma. Will you go left or right? Choose wisely. Too bad, that was the wrong way. Try again. Oh, well, I guess there's no way to properly hand the level. Once again, this map is a trap. We thought we had at least one correct choice, but both situations lead to a dead end. And even if it's funny in some way, I think it hides some sadness behind it. We don't know where we are, and we will never know. The story ends here. And that's what frustrates me. I wanted to know more about this place. I often feel that way with his maps. that's all. Yes, that's it. There's nothing more in this map. You wake up in this room with no way out. All you can do is walk around and maybe play with this chair. And here we once again see that feeling of being confined, which must be important to Max. And I know it should be bad being locked up like this, but right here I don't feel that. The depressing loneliness that Max gives us managed to comfort me. I don't know how he does it, it's brilliant. By the way, from now on, we'll find recurring concepts across these maps, so make sure to remember this prison for the future. Oh no, not this map. Okay, this is a maze, but it has the particularity of having no exit. I hate mazes. I think it's a lazy way to add more gameplay to the games. But here, Max gives us a maze that goes nowhere but in circles, with no way out. So what's the point of making us waste our time? That's the kind of answer I will give usually. But if we think a bit, we can find a deeper meaning behind this. I think this map is similar to the prison one. In both cases, we are locked up, but here the prison is way bigger. With this maze, Max gives us the illusion of having a chance to get out of here, and yet appearance can be deceptive, exactly like the map with the Enigma. And at the end, you're just gonna look for an exit for hours, like a moron. And as I refuse to make you feel like a moron, let's go to the next map. So what does an open world look like according to Max? Well, there's still just one way to go, but at least we can breathe now. This is the first time that Max uses fog in any of his maps, and it's the beginning of a nice love story. He's going to use it a lot from now on. And its usage is very well thought out. We have an open world, but we still can't see anything. It's like Max is making sure we never know what's there around us. It's like it forces us to withdraw into ourselves in some way. And I think it's good that he's evolving with his way of expressing his ideas. It's good for artists to evolve while continuing to be themselves. That's right, another prison, another dead end, no way out. Except here, we are not a prisoner of a specific place, but of our life itself. We are stuck in the routine of life. And again, it's an infinite loop, don't expect an exit. Okay, we have seen a lot of prisons so far, so why don't we change it up a bit? Well, that's perfect timing, because the next map is very different. Let's go. This one arrives after 4 months of silence from Max. Yup, it's already finished. This map has no story, but it does introduce a new concept, the button which stops the chaos. We now have a way to end the level, isn't that great? Say, that prison probably misses you by now, am I right? Well, the same day, Max released another map. It's called Perspective. Well, I think you recognize this place, right? And now we finally know a little more about this prison. You wake up in some kind of company accommodation, and as far as I can tell, your job is to become trapped. So I think this prison isn't just a simple prison. Maybe the prison is a metaphor for life. So the meaning of this map is basically the same as seen before, but he keeps adding more background to his previous creations, and now everything feels more cohesive. The style from Max's creations is becoming more polished and precise. His universe gets bigger, but it will become a lot bigger still. Believe it or not, but he actually released 3 maps the same day. We got this one, the button which stops the chaos, and third, a map called Home. Look at this house! Max really did improve with building levels. Max is back again with the developer textures. Just when you thought that everything will be normal, Max pulls the rug right out from under you. What you are seeing is the actual reality. And the reality is that nothing is real. Ironic, isn't it? We are trapped in a fake world, with a fake house, no way out, a prison. Damn, Max, I think we got it. You keep sending us the same message. Do you need help? A realistic discussion in a fake world. It feels weird when you think about it. So this is the beginning of a colorful journey. Max, with some friends, started making something called the colored lens. The concept was to create a map using only a single monochromatic texture, some lights, some props here and there, and nothing else. We got green land from Max, but also yellow land, orange land, and many others from his friends. Oh, another maze. I think Max is just messing with us again. And as I think that nobody likes to waste their time, I'm gonna skip this for you. This concept of colored maps doesn't imply any deep meaning. It simply introduces us to a fake universe where you go through narrow hallways and jump on platforms looking for the end of the level. At this point, we can say that Max's ability to make strange abstract worlds has reached perfection. Did I tell you that Max was a troll? The same day, he also released a map called Blackland. Yes, you are actually playing this map right now. There's nothing but black here. Nice job, Max. I love these concrete buildings. We still have an abstract architecture, but this time the textures used are realistic, and I find this association fantastic. This is a tree. Again, make sure to remember it. Good job! The level is over. It was short, simple, but visually pleasant. And now we have the satisfaction to have accomplished something. For the first time, the level is over thanks to our intervention, not thanks to the game itself. But what if the game gives us a second way to end the level? The same day, Max released another map, called Complex. You have two choices here. Number one, you can choose to press the button. As we saw it before, we know that it's a reliable way to end the level. Or number two, you can choose to not listen to the game and take the elevator. Left or right? Choose wisely. Well, the level is over. What a surprise! Why don't we try to go left this time? And, to be honest with you, I don't know if there's any deep meaning behind this ending. The texts are telling us to not trust the button, even though we know it's safe to use, but instead we should only listen to the one who is speaking in the text, perhaps the creator of the game. But we don't know the creator, we don't know if we can trust him. For all we know, he could want us dead. Is the creator this black thing we see at the end? Really, I'm not sure to understand this one. But I'll let you have your own interpretation. But it's okay to not understand. We don't have to understand everything in life. But the lack of understanding sometimes leads to criticism. On the Poro 2 workshop, a lot of people clearly share their confusion in the comments. Your maps don't make sense, abstract levels suck, and so on. Well, the hate is mostly because people were expecting a puzzle, because it's Poro 2 after all. But also because people don't understand these maps the same way I understand them. They don't feel the same things. Most of them don't bother to try and finding meaning in these maps, so instead they say that they don't understand. When people don't understand something, they are often scared about it. It's the fear of the unknown. It's normal to feel scared of Max's maps. His maps feel empty and threatening. And just as we don't understand his maps, we don't understand Max, and therefore we are afraid of him. The answer to all these problems is actually very simple. Just let people create what they want to create. If you're afraid of it, or if you just don't want to understand, just ignore it. Easy. But that's my opinion anyways. Unfortunately, Max didn't hear those comments. He kept making maps. I actually skipped one map. 1 month before this one, Max released a map called This Is Not a Land. I don't really need to comment on this map so far. I would just be repeating myself. So just enjoy the atmosphere. Keep going. Don't be scared. This is a classic map from Max, nothing that really stands out, but please notice the building that you just exited. It's a hotel. Here, you come from an abstract inside to a realistic outside, which is the exact opposite of home. In home, you come from a realistic outside and you enter a big fake abstract world inside. Nice parallel, right? And we'll find the same concept in the next map. This one is called Chairs and Lamps. And it's certainly my favorite map from Max. It's so relaxing. This map has such a unique atmosphere. It feels very humid, like a sauna. It reminds me of the film Spirited Away, which I absolutely love. Ooh, it gives me chills every time. Like I told you, we have the same concept that we have seen before, an abstract dreamlike interior leading to a more realistic exterior. And in this case, we are leaving a hotel again. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so far we are alone in these maps. What if we meet other people? It's very strange. With all these people, we can say that it's the most lively map from Max. Except these people are static and don't resemble humans in the slightest. And because of that, instead of creating this social lively city for us, Max reinforces the fact that we are alone in his world. In fact, everyone here seems to be just as alone as us. I think this is the saddest map from Max. 4 months later, Max uploads the new map, and this time the ending will be different. At this point, I don't feel the need to comment anymore. Now that we have understood his style, we can now just appreciate it. Remember the tree from before? Here it is again. It's going to be your reward for finishing the level from now on. Now, let's go see the 2 latest maps of Max. I think Max has exhausted his source of imagination at this point. You probably guessed it by now, but he was hugely inspired by the game The Beginner's Guide. And in a way, I'm doing exactly what they did here. I'm showing you the work of a friend. And this friend seems to go around in circles. He doesn't know what to create anymore, so he keeps doing the same thing again and again. You see? Another maze! He doesn't care anymore about creativity. I feel like he doesn't appreciate his style anymore. Let me skip this maze for you. And here's the tree again. You would think that it's over for him, right? Max will never be the same inspired boy that he was before. And that's why he's going to make one last map, to end his career in the art of abstract words. This last map is called Signal Valley, and I think it's the darkest map Max has ever made. Everything is dead here. Here's the tree again, but it's dead now. This is the end. The 2nd of April 2018 marks the end of an era in Max's life. He drank all the sap from his tree of imagination. Now there's nothing left. And that's fine. Don't be sad for him. I told you, it's good for an artist to evolve. Max is still mapping nowadays, but he has turned his back on the abstract world. And as Dr. Seuss used to say, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. So thank you, Max. Thank you for everything. Voila, the mod is over. Thanks for playing. Sorry for those who were expecting more in terms of gameplay. This mod wasn't intended to be a game, but rather to show you the fantastic worlds of my friends' maps. If you like abstract maps with unique concepts like this, I'm pleased to announce that me and my friends are working on a new mod called Liminal Space. It's still in its very early stages of development right now, so if you want to stay informed on this next mod, please join our Discord server. You can find the link in the description of Draw Me a World on the website moddb.com. Thanks again for playing, and I'll see you in Liminal Space, and oh, I almost forgot! I have one last gift for you. During the development of this mod, Max sent me 5 unreleased maps that he has never published on this Team Workshop. They mostly date back to before Test Map Do Not Play. Let's take a look at them before leaving, shall we? It does look familiar, doesn't it? I think that the level design is pretty similar to the Floors map. We can say that these unreleased maps are prototypes. Max just recycled these prototypes to make new maps with them. So I have to warn you, you will not see anything new or extraordinary, so I will not narrate anymore. I have included these maps in the mod so you can see a little more of Max's work, if you really fell in love with his maps like me. So I'm leaving now. Enjoy these last maps and don't forget to join our Discord server. Bye!